Hi. Hello everyone. Unexpected stream for a Friday. Well, I was going to spend today working on an essay, but I finished that yesterday, so... Well, I guess I have more time, free time, for the first time in a while, really. So, I guess, this is what I'm gonna be doing for today. Well, I say today as if it's not already 3 p.m., but, you know, generally speaking. I just decided, like, why not? Just throw on an extra stream. I didn't really have a plan for today, though. I mean, the schedule doesn't even have something for today, right? So, yeah, I believe you mean 3 a.m.? Well, for some people, for sure. But over here, it's 3 p.m., and I should have started streaming earlier, but yeah, whatever. It is what it is. Sometimes it'd be like that. Yeah, I don't really know. I didn't have much of a plan for today, so I figured, like, I would just give an actual, an actual discussion on like why everything, you know, the past 2 weeks. Why, like, I decided to do all this stuff, because, you know, I kind of just, like, threw it out there. Almost, you know, out of nowhere, really, right? And so some people were just like, what the hell's going on, right? Which I guess is a reasonable reaction. I didn't actually give, like, a good explanation or anything. What changed, Kappa? Yeah. Exactly. In reality, not much has changed if you really think about it, but I guess, I guess an explanation is owed more than anything, isn't it? You know, just like, it really is, I guess, from an outside perspective, out of nowhere. And, like, I guess a lot of people who have the inside perspective are like, oh yeah, this makes a lot of sense. But most people have the outside perspective, so I guess I should probably, you know, explain a few things, maybe. Might be a good idea. 1-speed cavalry only, Ming still waiting, not happening. 1-speed, ew, that's so gross. 1-speed. Might as well, you know, ask me to install a real-time mod or something. Anyway, how's everyone doing today? Chat, how often do you guys clean your setup? Because I decided today, since I have free time, I'm gonna go ahead and, like, actually clean everything. I started off by wiping down my screen, my monitor, and I have to say, maybe it's just like... Maybe it's me wanting it to look better, but I think it looks better now. It had a lot of dust on it, and I didn't really notice the dust until, like, the sun comes into my room and shines all over everything. At which point it's super noticeable and it's really annoying. I mean, sun going down on your screens is really annoying in general, but yeah. Today later I think I'm gonna clean my entire keyboard and then probably put it back together incorrectly. I've done that like twice, and you'd think after the first time you clean your keyboard you can like put the keys back together the first or like the second time correctly, right? But like, no. Like, instinctually in my head, I know where all the keys are when I'm typing, right? But then, like, every now and then I'll click, like, the home or end key, and it'll be labeled as, like, the delete key, and I'll be like, oh, that's in the wrong place. Even though I know which key I'm actually pressing. I know what it's doing, but at the same time, it's just like, yeah, I didn't put that in the right place. Oh, also, some of you may notice, what's it called? Alert box thingy. Chat, scroll down a little bit. Sound alerts. Look at that. That's there. That's back. That's been gone for a really long time, but I decided to bring it back. I still, of course, have to, like, you know, figure out the prices of the sounds. Some of them should probably be priced based on how often they're used, so that they don't get used too much. But yeah, I decided to bring back sound alerts because they're funny. Cleaning the setup feels super satisfying. It does, but it also takes a while. Because the way that I clean my keys... Actually, how do you guys clean your keyboard? Because the way I clean it is I take off every single key, and I have like a keyboard cleaning set. It's like a tool that I use to scrape off everything, and then I wipe all the keys down. And it takes a really long time, because I have to like scrape off everything off of each key, and then I have to, you know, clean every single one individually. But it takes a really long time. I wonder if there's a faster way. Because that is a little bit annoying. It takes a long time. And then for my mouse is super hard to clean. But yeah. Take all of them and put them in a bowl, just wash it like salad? Oh my god. Barbaric, but I guess that would be faster, yeah. Just like, just toss them all in. Or just like take all your keys and put them in the washing machine. I think that would work. Put them in like a metal cage so that like they can't, you know, they can't fall in between the cracks or anything. Put them in a metal cage, throw them in for like a spin cycle in the washing machine. I'm sure that would probably break something though. You can actually clean your motherboard in the dishwasher? Bruh. I live in Eastern Europe. Instead of the sun, we have Russian missiles. Well, that's in one country, right? Wait, can you actually clean your motherboard in the dishwasher? Now I'm curious. Can you wash your motherboard? I don't think you can. Wait a second. I'm not gonna fall for that. No, you can't. You're gonna break a lot of things. Wait, no, you shouldn't. What the hell are you talking about? I just realized for a second, I'm like, wait. Don't fuck with me. Wait a second. I build computers. What the fuck am I talking about? Oh my god, you can clean it but only once, yeah. Oh my god, I just thought about it and I'm like, wait, there are so many things you can break on a motherboard. It's so easy to ruin it. Can't believe I almost looked that up. Holy shit. Yeah, it's like how you should take a toothbrush and clean your CPU. Just like brush the pins of your CPU with a toothbrush. Oh man. Okay, so oh my god, I still can't believe I almost looked that up. Yeah, you don't even need to wash a motherboard. You should do it once every 3 years. Stop. Scrapes food. Wait, what? Scrapes off food rest from motherboard? What? It's easier to just wipe the CPU pins off a clean spot of your pants. Stop. Stop. You can just throw the entire PC in for a spin cycle. I'm sure it'll be fine. Okay, anyway. Where was I? Alright, I was gonna mention, like, the whole, well, how do I put this? The whole VTuber thing, you know? Me washing all of the weird goo on my CPU and putting it back. It says something about paste. Oh god, please. Me trying to spread the paste between every pin of the CPU. Okay, anyway. So the whole VTuber thing, right? Okay, so let me go through the timeline. April 1st, I dropped it. I dropped the bomb right there. April 1st. VTuber video. So that, the reason I did that was kind of like a testing of the waters, right? You see, it was really convenient that I decided to, you know, decided this early enough in the year, because April 1st is a great time to test really wacky things and see what the audience thinks. So I figured, well, that's a great time. If it goes really poorly, then I can just go back on it immediately. But if it doesn't go poorly, I can push forward. Now, the measurement for success on if something is going well or poorly has nothing to do with comments. I'm sorry to, like, be that guy. I don't want to tell you that your comments don't matter, because the nice ones are really nice. I really enjoy reading the nice ones. But the negative comments mean literally nothing to me. Like, I do not care. I will use them to practice my quippy one-liners and that's it. But yeah, it means literally nothing. What does matter is like the likes, the subs, and the views, obviously, right? So by all metrics which are actually important, it was rather successful. In fact, so much better than I thought it would be. I thought people would like really hate it, but some people were like, haha, funny joke, and then some people were like, wow, this is cringe. But yeah, it's expected, right? Ultimately, what's interesting is that people have been watching for longer. People have been watching for longer. You think I don't notice you guys watching for longer because of the VTuber? I noticed it. I see those trends. You can't hide from me. I will continue to comment mean things despite it not mattering. You can go ahead. I don't really care that much. People will always continue to do so. But anyway, yeah. I for one adore the VTuber stuff. It's cringe but good cringe. That's kind of like, that's my whole brand though, isn't it? My whole branding is cringe. I really like cringe. It's kind of like part of who I am, you know? I embrace the cringe. I've killed off the part of me which used to cringe, and now I am left with only my own cringe. It's EU4 videos, the cringe is inherent. True! There is no EU4 video without inherent cringe embedded within the medium. That kinda comes with the territory. What if I sandwich negative stuff with compliments? Well, they do call that a compliment sandwich, don't they? Pretty valid tactic. In fact, a lot of comments were like, hey, this video is really great. I just don't like the VTuber thing. And I'm like, yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I can live with that. At the end of the day, the videos aren't actually that different. You know, sometimes people are just like, you know, I'm gonna put on webcam. This was a thing, I remember having this discussion a while back. Back when, I think it was back when Chewy was starting with doing webcam. Maybe? Someone was starting doing webcam and they were like, hey, everyone says that they hate the webcam. And then, you know, everyone else was like, don't worry about it, they'll get used to it. And I feel like that's going to be a very similar situation, so. It's a hard adjustment for sure. Some people are going to hate it so much that they stop. But a lot of people like it so much that they intentionally sub. Which is like, oh, okay, I guess that also works. Can you at least give your avatar the beard right now? You're just a baby-faced chest shaver. Well, okay, here's the thing. I actually can't. I mean, I could, but it would cost me money because I didn't make the thing. So I don't actually have the project file for this. So technically, yes, but it's gonna cost money. So kind of no. Maybe later, maybe later. The webcam to cringe VTuber pipeline. It's strong, it's real, and it is inescapable. One day we're going to get Lathe in on it too. Mark my words. One day, you can clip this, you can keep it for the rest of time. One day we'll get Lathe to join us. It'll happen. Anyway, yeah, so I would say that the reaction has been kind of what I expected, but to be honest, it's been a lot better. Like, I thought it would be so much worse than it was, and the reaction I've gotten has actually been exceeding my expectations. I like it for the ability to talk about horny Quarbit. This is a you problem. That is all within your imagination. That is all in your head. What's Lathe gonna wear? I don't know yet. It'll happen. Mark my words, it'll happen. All VTubers disturb you to watch? Like you're in audio only mode right now? I don't know what to tell you. That's kind of like a skill issue, I suppose. Yeah, you know, sometimes when you're in a bubble so far, but you're like it's hard to see things from the outside perspective. I kind of get that, you know? It's hard for me to imagine like the reaction of someone who's never seen VTubers before, because like I've been in this bubble for like what, 3 years or something. Like it's just part of. I'm just like so familiar with the concept at that point. I remember when one YouTuber just disappeared without telling anyone for a year, and then he just returned and said he got this big ass game industry. That would be really cool. You know, I have, you know, floated the idea of making a game. It would be really interesting. How bad was your original expectation? Okay, so my original expectation was kind of like this. I considered it would be a negative, like it would be negative reception if I lost subs on that day or that video, right? Like, imagine if I put out the video and just from that video alone, I lost like, I don't know, 100 subs. That would be pretty bad, right? But the opposite has happened. On the April 1st video, I actually gained like 70 subs? Yeah. And then the video from 2 days ago, I've gained 50, and it's been 2 days. So that's a better reaction than I expected. I expected it to be like a demographic shift, where it would be like people leave, but new people join, and ultimately nothing changes very much. But the fact that it actually hasn't hindered growth, like at all, is both worrying as to the number of actual weebs in this community, but also a little bit reassuring. So, yeah, you know. My original expectation was like, we're not gonna get very far with this. I thought it would be like a lot worse than it is. Even despite all of the comments that are like, you know, being rude. As I mentioned, I don't actually care about the comments. Yeah, again, I don't want to like discourage people from leaving comments. I know some YouTubers just don't read them at all. And I do read mine still, but like, I am like mentally and emotionally detached from most comments, so. Like, I think like if I tried this 3 years ago, it would be a lot worse, right? Because like I had that connection to my comment section a lot more because I didn't get so many comments. But now that I do get more comments, it's just like, oh yeah, these are just people, right? They're like, okay. Like they can say what they want. I mean, it is what it is. There's also the third kind of commenter, which leaves like an entire paragraph about the recent EU4 game they played. That kind of doesn't have much to do with what we're talking about, but that's also weird. They'll be like, oh yeah, in my game as France the other day, and then they go on and write like a short novel about it. It's like, oh, okay, well I'm not gonna read all that, but thanks for the comment, I guess. Oh wait, actually, hold on. I'm gonna take back that thing about the negative comments. Please keep commenting even if they're negative because it boosts the algorithm, thank you. Even if you don't have nice things to say, still say them. At the end of the day, it helps. Nice video. Here's an AAR for my own game. Yeah, exactly. Waifu Universalis when? Never. No, I will not. For my own sanity. Me posting AARs in a YouTube comment section of a video about Japan and the new update, yeah. I was playing Senkaifa. Yeah, a lot of the comment section is like that. Paradox commenters, man. They are weird sometimes. Okay, I will continue hating. Thank you for your service. As long as it's in YouTube. I don't think Twitch comments like push... Well, okay, well, Twitch has no discoverability, so... It doesn't matter if you, like... Twitch comment a whole lot, it's not gonna, like, push you to the front. Probably the longest comment you got. Oh yeah, the Kara Koyonlu AAR. It must have been a long time ago. Let me see if I can find that. Yeah, I don't know. Can't really find it. There are comments on Twitch. Well, okay, well there's this, you know, the chat section. Like, if you keep on chatting, it's not like it's gonna push the stream further. It's just not how it works. Hey there, Captain Firendor. I can't unsee the chestplate symbol after watching the clips. Fuck. I would slam my desk right now, but it would really concern my parents if I did that. So when I move out, I get to slam my desk more. That's what I'm waiting for. Desk slamming action. I'm gonna have to get a better desk. I'm really afraid of breaking this desk if I slam it. It's like, it is not a good desk to be slamming. It's an artist desk, which means you can like, it has a lot of mechanical parts to it. I don't want to break it. I do need a new, solid, sturdy desk, which is larger though. Something I can use to like put a second monitor on, but yeah. You shouldn't slam your desk. I will slam my desk if it can take it. If it's like a weak desk like this, I won't. It's not good for it. Is it the one you can make into a standing desk? No, it's so like it doesn't, you can't change the height of it, but you can like pull up the back of the desk to have it angled towards you. Like it's a drawing desk, right? You lift up the back, it angles towards you, so like when you're drawing, your perspective is like closer to like face on. Because if you know anything about drawing, if you end up drawing on a flat surface, that's like, you know, that's like the same level as the floor, like you might end up, you know, getting the wrong perspective. So angling your artwork towards to like face your viewing angle is good for fixing that. I'm no artist though, so I don't know. The only art I would do is digital. I don't know how to draw stuff. So I need to like be able to fix my mistakes faster. Separate desk for slamming. Yeah, I need to purchase a whole new desk just so I can slam it. IMO, the entire idea of VTubers is kind of weird. I don't understand why so many people enjoy watching it. How do I describe it? That's a really tough one. How do I describe it? Okay, so VTubers are really interesting because some of them play a character and some of them are really just themselves, right? So I can tell you why it's attractive to some people to do in the first place, like to become one. And for some people, it's just like, it gives you a greater range of expression, right? It's just a face cam, but you can protect your own anonymity by being a character. That is true. That is one appeal for a lot of people to do it. And for me, it's more just like, I just thought it would be fun. Like yeah. If you're playing a character, I kind of understand it. Well, you don't have to. You don't have to. Some people just like to do it for, I don't know, it's cool. I mean, I look neat. I think it looks cool. So I just like having it. Besides, it means that in the summers I can wear no shirt and you would have no idea. Because it gets really hot in my room, right? So I could be sitting here in this chair with nothing on and you would have no clue. Also a pretty good branding thing. True, okay. I wasn't gonna bring up the branding because I didn't want to bore you guys with like business talk. I don't want to bore you guys or like break a fourth wall with business decisions, right? It is very good for branding. I'm just gonna put that out there. just gonna, you know, just gonna put that in your minds a little bit. Branding is, yeah, I don't want to get too deep into it because I don't want to bore you guys, but consistent image to attach personality to equals good branding. Let's just leave it at that, I suppose. I heard someone said using an avatar so when they are tired and still stream. That's also true. I mean, I don't have to like go and take a shower every time I want to stream, you know? I mean, that doesn't mean I don't shower, obviously, but like It means I don't have to like go and make myself look great every time I want to stream. Because like I consistently have bags under my eyes because I have an absolutely awful sleep schedule, right? So I don't want to have to like fix the bags under my eyes every time I want to stream. So, you know, that's kind of a part of it as well. VTuber to no shower pipeline. God, please. Okay, anyway. Yeah, so some people like to play a character. Some people, well, some agencies get really into that, right? Like they give elaborate lore, elaborate designs, voice acting training, acting training in general. I mean, some people lean super hard into that. That's not really me. That's not the kind of person I am. I'd rather just, like, do what I do. And for people who enjoy watching it, that's actually a really good question. I mean, I do watch VTubers, but I couldn't really tell you why. Like, I don't have a good answer for that, really. Thank you, LCKDT1, for the follow. I appreciate that. VTubers also need to be able to sing? Not really. You don't have to. Like, there are a lot out there that are not very good at singing, but are simply, like, just really entertaining people. Thank you, Okake-sandai, for the follow. I appreciate that. The idol portion of the VTuber craze used to be much larger than it is now, but things have evolved from there in the years past. Yeah, for sure. So, for any of you who don't really know, right? So VTubers initially evolved out of Japanese idol culture. That's like the origin, kind of, right? And since then, it's been like, what, 5 years since? No, 6 years since then? I don't remember. It's kind of like, it's evolved a lot since then. It's no longer, well, some parts of it is still that idol culture, which I actually don't like that idol culture very much, I have to say. There are so many parts of it that I find exceedingly toxic. For instance, like the immediate termination, the erasure of all of their online presence the second the contract ends, the impact it has on the personal lives, the workload, all that stuff. I don't like that stuff very much. So it's evolved over time. It's been made into a more general cultural phenomenon since then. I watch VTubers like I would watch anything else, so I think I get it. Yeah, I don't... I guess the problem with me trying to explain this is that I really just don't see it as any different from just having a webcam, but like, it's a more creative expression of that, you know? Like, you can change, you can have like really elaborate, interesting outfits, you know? You can decide to change what you're wearing into something really cool. I mean, it's expensive. God, it's expensive. Oh, fuck yeah, but... but like, you know, I feel like you can do certain things with it. But, you know, two different sides to the same medium, I think. They're both a version of webcam, but they allow you to do different things. In real life, of course, you can hold objects and show the camera things. And in virtual space, you can, like, have chat interact with your avatar, or you can like change outfits immediately, or like, you know, you can do a bunch of stuff. It's like a step further from having a mask and cosplay on the webcam video. I suppose, you know, in a sense, in a way, kind of. They can fake their face, so why can't they fake their voices? Some of them do. Some of them do fake their voices. Some people voice act, in which case they're not actually like faking their voice, but they're, well, I mean, voice acting it. Whatever you want to categorize that at, but some people do just use, you know, some people just use like actual voice changers. Thank you, Katie, for the 8 months. I appreciate that. VTubers for life. Thank you. Also, is it just me or is my alert box really quiet? Can I make that louder, please? Can I get my TTS louder? Here, let me turn that up. I'm gonna make that like a 85. Your follow should also be louder. Let's see. Wait, I might have to... How do I affect my TTS on this? I don't know how to affect my TTS. My TTS is really quiet right now. How do I figure that out? Probably not something I can affect on stream. No, it probably is. Hold on. I'm gonna try to fix that. I'll fix that and we'll talk in the chat. Let me ask you something. EU4 VTubers are acceptable these times, but what about furries? Well, I mean, furries have been playing Paradox games for a while. Isn't Shenrir a furry? Forgive me if I'm wrong, but doesn't Shenrir play a lot of EU4? Or not EU4, Paradox games still? Shenrir was one of the biggest Paradox people back in the day. He just got tired of only playing one game. Fair enough, yeah. Mostly Vic and Stellaris right now. That's fair. Let me find my stupid thing. I want to find my dashboard. Is that this? Oh, there it is. Okay, yes. Open my dashboard so I can fix the TTS sound. Make it louder. Widgets. Alert box. Subscription. Give me that TTS, baby. Resub text to speech. Volume, boost that up. Let's make that twice as loud. Save. Alright. Next person to do TTS. It should be louder. Okay, let's see. What did I miss? There's Waifu Universalis, but no Europa Universalis furry? Okay. For some reason, I don't know until Shenrir till now. Yeah. He wasn't super publicly a furry for a while, but he did go to one of the Paradox cons in a fursuit. Damn, that is... I respect the courage on that one. That's kind of funny. Where was I before? Before I went to my TTS settings. Right. Not that different from having a mask and cosplay and webcam. Yeah. There really is very little difference between it. Oh, right. Also, what was really funny is that... Okay, so... I decided to have, the EU4 collab streams with Saffron back in, that was last month, right? Yes, it was last month. So, for 3 weeks, you know, Sunday after Sunday after Sunday. Was it Sundays? No, it was Thursday, then 2 Sundays, I think. Anyway, I had those three collabs with Saffron, right? Who is also a VTuber. And so it was really funny when people were like, oh my god, what has Saffron done to you? But the funniest part is that this was a decision I made back in January. This was a mid-January decision. I've been cooking this for months. You know, it does not... It's not like a 2-week decision. It's not something you can crank out in 2 weeks. It's, it takes a lot longer than that. In fact, I'm pretty sure I made this decision before... I made this decision before Saffron ever debuted. And you never told me? That's right, I didn't tell anybody. I told no one until maybe I think I told the mods once, maybe in mid-March. I don't remember. Cleo getting away with it. That's also the funny part. Is I was also, well, I started watching Cleo afterwards as well. I make your clips. I could have made something for the clips channel. Wait, what? Something for the clips channel? What? Before I decided to do the April Fool's thing? Honestly, you posted that and I completely forgot. Okay, yeah, that's fair. I wasn't even there. I just know how many times you've been asked Quarbit VTuber when. Or I just know how, I know I have asked you many times Quarbit VTuber when, yeah. Well, not just you, a lot of people. It's been like a running joke for like a year now? Not a super common running joke, but it's been around for like around a year. Figured you had a model, didn't realize it was fully rigged, yeah. Like a Super Smash Bros. Champion approaches meme. Well, the problem with that is I needed it to be like as secret as possible. I wanted to keep it as far away from public knowledge as I could. I think there were 2 people who knew before I put out the teaser. Not 2. Technically the mods knew unless they forgot, like Quiet Guy. And 1 other person, which was pending. No, wait, Saffron knew. I did tell Saffron. Actually, on Saffron's debut, I was in that chat and she said, you know, it would actually be really easy for you to become a VTuber, Quarbit. Have you ever considered it? And that was the same day that my model was finished being made. She debuted the same day that my model was finished. So that day, that day is when I was like, well, what do you know? Funny thing about that is, and then I sent her the model and she's like, based. You ain't part of the Discord, so am I missing on anything until it happens? Well, I mean, wait, weren't you part of the Discord? Didn't you leave the Discord? I don't remember. I feel like you were there once. Unless I'm crazy. Pretty sure you were there once. Yeah, Saffron's funny. You were, but you left because it was too busy for your standards? Oh, I mean... That's crazy, because most people, I thought the server is considered like half dead, but It was just a few mods in the Discord when you posted it? Yeah. How many people even reacted to that? 3, 4, there you go. 4 people, 4 of the mods actually acknowledged its existence. And other than that, 2 other people knew. Pending and Saffron. Will you be doing more with Saffron? I mean, probably. Oh my god, speak of the devil. Hi, Pending. Talking about how, you know, who actually knew before the debut. I think I still need to join the Discord. Wait, let me see. Hold on. That should work. There you go. Oh yeah, it looks good by the way, thank you. Yeah, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I am very pleased with the art. I think I do have a couple of critiques, I suppose. I don't think I have bottom teeth. Wait, do I? Kind of. I do sort of have bottom teeth. Not a lot of bottom teeth though. Sort of bottom teeth. And another thing is like the tongue is like, I don't like the shape of the tongue. It isn't, I don't know, it's something about it. It's a little bit off-putting. A tiny little bit. When I open my mouth fully, it's a little bit off-putting. I might ask for that to be like redone. Other than that, I'm very pleased with most of the artwork. Also, I would like to have my my mouth be able to have more shapes, because I would like to be able to pronounce my consonants better, or my vowels, sorry. There is a way that you can like change your vowels around to like change your mouth shape. Not a lot of people do that, but I think it's cool, so I want it. Bottom teeth aren't too important though, you can just eat with top teeth probably. I'll get dentures, don't worry about it. I'll get fake teeth. Oh yeah, speaking of going outside, it was so hot out yesterday, and I'm supposed to be living in a country where it's cold, so I feel like this is false advertising. It's not supposed to be 31 degrees in this country, especially in April. A week ago it was like 0, and I hate it. I despise it. I live in a cold climate. I'm acclimatized for cold. I do not want to burn up in the sun. I don't want to go outside and burn to death in 31 degrees. Okay, I'm not really gonna burn. Actually, no, I think I would burn. I got pasty skin. Pretty sure I would burn if I went outside. But yeah, it was like 31 degrees, and I'm like, oh my god, how? I can't live like this. I can't do it. Come to Brazil, we have 42 degree summer. God, no, please. No, I can't. I melt in anything above 25. In 31, you would probably sunburn without sunscreen, yeah. Well, it is more about like the, what do they call that? The sun index or whatever, like the UV index, more than it is about like the heat. But it was clear outside, yeah. Clear outside, no clouds. If I were outside for too long, I would have burned to death. But fortunately, I only went outside just to get to my car, so. I have working AC. Even in my old ass car. $37? Yeah, but okay, so if you live in a place that's like hot always, then like, yeah, that's just a regular Tuesday. But it was 0 degrees a week ago. Like, a week ago, there was snow on the ground. On like last Wednesday. Not like 2 days ago, but the Wednesday before that, there were snowbanks, alright? And now it's like, what? 31 degrees? Dear God. I hate this. It's fairly warm for us because the average temp the past 6 months has been under 10 to 0. Yeah, exactly. Winter was long as hell this year. It was long this year. Snowbanks in April is not that common. Yeah, like I checked what's the average temperature, the average high and the average low in this month in this city is like the average high is like 11. It's like 11. On average, on a given day in this month, it's supposed to be 11 degrees at most, and now it's 31? Brother. Your body eventually adapts to the heat if it stays consistent, but the weather's all over the place in Canada at the moment. Yeah, it is. Oh god, it's so bad. Like, I was acclimatized to cold weather like a week ago, and now I have to like acclimatize to hot weather. And it's even worse, because in my room, if I have to record or stream, I can't have the window open. 1, because it's loud outside, and 2, because... Actually, no, that's it. That's actually the only reason. It's always something going on outside, like construction work or something. So I have to close my window, which means I don't get the breeze, so I have to like, yeah, it's, yeah. It's 27 here, but weirdly it's supposed to snow on Tuesday. I hate it here. No way. I'm gonna check. I'm gonna check what the weather is. Today's not that bad. It's 21 out. It's gonna go down to 8. Wait, no, hold on. It gets worse. Next Wednesday is gonna be a low of 1 degree. 1 degree, chat. And a high of 8. That is a difference of like 17 degrees or something. I don't know. I'm not good at math. That's crazy. They don't have that. They don't have this in Europe, do they? Wait, no, they do now, don't they? It's actually worse in Europe because the buildings are actually built to retain heat. The wind here has been so bad the past year and a bit as well. It's super hot, and then the windstorms or tornado warnings. Oh yeah, dude. When the temperatures get so much worse, then it's like I haven't thought about tornado warnings because like there hasn't been a tornado in like ages around here. I'm not even sure there ever was one. Maybe like a few hundred years ago. Like I'm not aware of any tornadoes here, but like now that I think about it, I'm like, it's getting kind of worse, isn't it? Like, it's been getting a little more concerning. It's gonna be like last year. We're going to have snow in May again. Ugh, kill me. If I have snow on my birthday, I'm gonna be disappointed. Okay, see you later, Okaki-san Night. Thanks for coming. In the UK in particular, they had serious heat problems last summer because the buildings are built to retain heat. Yeah. Yeah, that's like... oof. That's really bad. That's really, really bad. Because like AC is... Okay, so there's AC of course in Europe, right? But like... Not all houses are built with AC in them. A lot of them are like old and like... AC isn't so much a thing in Europe from what I know. And it's also super energy expensive for AC. AC is for the weak. AC is for people who really like to spend money on being comfortable. Can't remember a tornado, though I think we've had tornado warnings. Oh yeah, I remember tornado warnings. The biggest events, though, have just been long blackouts. Oh yeah, I remember, I think it was last year. Well, it must have been, right? Last year's summer when... there was a particularly really bad windstorm and we had no power for 4 days, which is insane. Nothing for 4 days. I mean, like, a lot of people have like electric like stoves and stuff, so I mean they couldn't even like cook. It was bad. It was bad. Hopefully they decide to fix things. Hopefully they decide to weatherproof that now. That storm killed 2 people as well from the debris. Yeah, that was really bad. Pretty sure in that storm someone got like hit by a falling tree. God. I can't even imagine. I had a friend in Germany, according to her at least, AC wasn't the standard there. Yeah, that's what I hear. So when it gets hot in Europe, well, okay, if you look at the difference in temperature extremes between North America and Europe, it's like, oh my god. Like, the highest temperature in Europe, on average, is gonna be like, maybe 10 or 15 degrees away from the lowest temperature in Europe on average. Like in Europe, it gets to like maybe -3 or -4, and it's like, do you guys not like have snow there or something? Does it not snow in Europe? Like it gets to like -30 here. and I'm not even up that far north. It gets to like -40 up there. Dear God. I remember though hearing from your area that people were still smothering the Timmies for coffee. Yeah, of course they would. It was snowing earlier this month. Oh, you do live in Sweden? How far north in Sweden? Wait. Hold on. Let me check latitudes. I want a latitude comparison. I want that overlay. Okay, yeah, so when it comes to latitudes, about maybe... 0 points... I'm gonna say maybe 5... No, maybe that's too much. I'm gonna say maybe 2% of the population of this country lives in the same latitude that all of Sweden is in. Stockholm area, so pretty central. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Sweden doesn't quite get the same, like, warm air currents. Live in Toronto, which is further south than all of Sweden. Yeah, it is. Toronto is further south of all of Sweden. It's actually, the interesting thing is that Toronto is actually further south than, all of Germany. Like, the entire thing. Toronto, I think, is on the same latitude as Rome. Of course, they have very, very drastically different climates, though. So out west is in Winnipeg, they get really messed up, but in Ontario, especially near the lake, it's eh. I think living near the ocean makes things more temperate, so that might help Sweden. Yeah, well, that is the whole point, yeah. So, if you know about, like, weather, like air currents, basically, so warm weather...
Almost forgot.
There we go. I think that's a slightly louder TTS. Almost forgot. Thank you for the 11 months Prime, Alandress. I appreciate that. Was that still too quiet for TTS? I can bump it up again. I might bump it up a little bit. Just a tiny little bit. Yeah, Toronto was much colder than Rome, I think. I'm pretty sure. It was a touch quiet? Okay, I'm gonna bump it up just one more time. Just to be sure. Alert box. Subscriptions. TTS. What on earth was that? Oh yeah, that was the... I completely forgot about I had sound alerts enabled. Okay, I'm gonna bump up TTS to 80% again. Was able to hear something but not understand it yet? Well, it said for gore, so I mean, yeah. Hey there, Serbian Princess G. Hey, thank you very much for the gift sub, Quiet Guy. Hype train, let's go. Comparing Europe is kind of like comparing Canada to Mexico. Well, not really. We're comparing latitudes, kind of things, right? Oh, thank you, Pending. Thank you very much. Wait a second, that was Quiet Guy giving the gift sub to Pending. It just said, like, Pending subbed, and I'm like, oh, there we go. Thank you, Pending. But there you go. Thank you again, Quiet Guy, for the second tier 1. What's a hype train? It is literally, it's when Twitch decided, hey, we're able to make more money if we encourage people to sub more by creating a hype around it. So if people sub more, then the hype train increases. Or if they send gifts as well. Thank you very much, Volcaria, for the 100 bits. I appreciate that. So virgin sub shit. What are you talking about? Chat, is it virgin to support the creator you enjoy? Well, depends on the degree. Let's not go overboard here. Seems to be working. True. Supporting the creator you enjoy within your means is king shit. True. If you spend outside your means, then you should probably re-inspect your priorities, but otherwise, yeah. I'm gonna make the schedule smaller, by the way. Just shove that in the corner a little bit. I was thinking of changing the schedule, actually, because I can stream today, and also because I actually don't feel like playing CK3 tomorrow. I don't know what I'll do instead. But, like, I played CK3 on Tuesday, and I'm like, man, I'm actually just not enjoying this very much. Not having that great of a time. But like the thing is, I only have how many streams? There are 4 days left. Right? 4 days left until what's it called? Domination. There you go, that one. And I am not allowed to stream that until wait, let me check. Pretty sure I'm allowed to say this. April 17th. Midday. Okay. I could stream Domination April 17th midday. I think I'm allowed to do that. Are you burned out on CK3 then? I don't know if I would say burnt out. I'm just not having as much fun. Like CK3 for me was never like my favorite Paradox game. That one's probably obvious. But the thing about CK3 is I don't know. I don't find it to be as interesting to me as the other Paradox games. So like, it was fun playing it when like I was giving it a shot and chat was teaching me stuff and I was playing Ireland and that was cool. But like after that, I'm like, it doesn't really feel like there's much to do. Yeah, I don't know. CK3 is fun when you play it like an RPG. I guess so. Maybe it's on me for not being a huge RPG guy. That's possible. You've done 2 CK3 runs and it felt to me that you've explored everything. The depth compared to EU4 is pathetic. I would kind of agree with that, yeah. I would sort of agree with that. Like, so the thing is, like, CK3 is a really good base. Like, it has a lot of good simple concepts, but like, there's nothing particularly interesting about playing, like, let's say, someone in like North India compared to like, I don't know, Sudan or something, you know? Like there's nothing in particular that makes that like a diverse or really interesting experience. There are mods that extend the experience a bit, yeah. I could try the Game of Thrones or Elder Scrolls mod, yeah. I'm not really a fan of Game of Thrones. I was approached by the Game of Thrones mod creator who asked if I wanted to play it, and I said I might take a look, but I'm ultimately not like that much of a you know, CK3 guy, and I actually haven't watched any Game of Thrones. I don't know anything about it. All I know is that apparently the ending sucked and that's it. That's the extent of my knowledge. CK3 mods are better than EU4 mods? Really? EU4 mods are really good. You'd have to like, that's a hard sell on that one. That's fair, I haven't played enough CK3 so I can't properly judge it, but it seems much more RPG-y, yeah, for sure. It's a good base, Paradox will expand on it with the future, in the future with 20 DLCs, or I don't know, 20 seems like a stretch. I think we've been getting like half of one per year or something. Not to throw too much shade, but CK3 fans are starving at this point. It's one of those things where if you make a video, it would be better if you got like Game of Thrones before talking about the mod. Or if you like Game of Thrones before talking about it. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't watch Game of Thrones, so. It's hard to get EU4's level of depth. They had so many years to add to it. That's why I'm not so sure how EU5 will be received initially. Yeah, here's the thing. I think someone mentioned that, like, was it Lath? Somebody mentioned how, like, we don't actually want EU5. I mean, okay, no. We do want EU5, but, like, when EU5 comes, you guys aren't gonna like it. Like, I'm just gonna put that out there. When EU5 does hit the market, you guys are not going to like it. That's just, it is what it is, because in comparison to EU4, it's going to not have nearly as much depth. It's going to have vastly different mechanics, otherwise they can't justify making an EU5. Yeah, people, just like on release, I don't think people are going to like EU5. Does that mean we shouldn't get an EU5? No, because eventually it might end up being a good game. But on launch, people aren't going to like EU5. And I don't think there's really a way around that. Still waiting for that Skyrim stream, Pepe, please. It'll happen, maybe, possibly. Also, I missed someone who hopped in here, didn't I? Someone who just joined. Who was that? Most toxic guy in the world. Ooh. Twitter username. You'll have to prove that. Prove it by getting banned. The new CK3 expansion has some stuff that makes me kind of interested, but I feel like many of the expansions sound better on paper before they release. And once you see the mechanics at work, it's just mediocre. God, that is so true. How could you say something so controversial yet so true? Yeah. Like this, CK3 mechanics to me are, it's like, here, have some more events, have fun. Just have more events. Have fun with those. Hope you enjoy more events, buddy. Like, there are very few actual mechanics added, right? Here, have a new decision. Here, have some more events. Don't you guys like events? Have more events. I like events. They did add some things. Culture hybridization, that's a thing. The courtroom. The courtroom is just like an event simulator. More events. More events and modifiers. Events, modifiers, decisions. That's the CK3 loop. And I feel like there could be more to the CK3 loop. EU5 will bring back westernization? I don't think they will. In EU5, we'll be able to concentrate dev till 1k? I hope so. I want to play super tall Ulm. I want 10 million people living in Ulm in 1536. Even CK3 Fodlin mod changed to be more sandboxy over time instead of trying to add specific event flavor, which shows the CK3 style, I guess. Yeah. That kind of is the CK3 style. More events. More events. As an outsider who watched the CK3 expansion video, it sounded like they were pushing the console experience more than anything. Not sure if that's actually true. I don't know. Although it is almost kind of weird to me that, yeah, they do have CK3 for console now. I mean, they've had Stellaris for console for a while, haven't they? Trying to port grand strategy games to console is certainly an interesting move. The games themselves are designed almost in a way that it's like you kind of need to have like a keyboard and mouse. I mean, you don't like have to, but it'll take you a long time to play. I mean, they do have Civ on console, but Civ is a vastly simpler game. Need a mouse at least? Yeah, I can't imagine trying to select provinces without a mouse. You'd have to just like get a cursor that you can control with one of the joysticks. Sounds awful, to be honest. EU5 will finally have more than one starting usable bookmark. No, it won't. No, it will not. No. My prediction, EU5 will have no other bookmarks than the starting one. They have expressed multiple times how much they do not like adding multiple bookmarks. And the EU4 bookmarks are almost laughably bad. Because, like, they either have to update them, every single update, and they have to go through every single bookmark to update it, or they simply decide to never update them again, and then they're broken. God, yeah, I can't even imagine. The QA work on that must be insane. That must be awful. Grand strategy is a tough sell for console. I can see the business appeal given how many console consumers there are out there. Yeah, well, yeah, sure, for sure. There are a lot of console players, but I don't know if there's a very large overlap between console players and people who actually play grand strategy. I mean, sure, I own consoles, right? But if I'm not going to play grand strategy games on them. I own consoles for games that need a controller. That's kind of it. Like, I'll play like any RPG with a controller. Even then, I might just play it on my PC with a controller. Like, I recently decided, because it was on sale, to get Dragon's Dogma for like $4 or whatever. I haven't heard much about that game, but I remember back in like 2016, some dude I knew in high school was like, you should really play Dragon's Dogma. And I'm like, okay, maybe I will, so I decided to buy it. Anyway, that kind of game is definitely like a controller type of game. And that's the kind of thing I would play on a console. But there are some games where it's like, man, you really just can't play those with a console. Like a lot of grand strategy, a lot of RTS games. Like, would you play League of Legends on a console? Probably not. Like, yeah, probably not. And I would even say first-person shooters are a little janky on console, because to play them effectively, you need to add aim assist. I mean, sure, they can be fun, and I grew up playing first-person shooters on consoles, but you know, I would still say it's yeah. Would you play League on PC though? I wouldn't play League in general. But yeah, just when talking about control design schemes for games, there are many that are very clearly designed for console, many that are clearly designed for keyboard and mouse. So yeah. Although I'm sure there are MOBAs on console, aren't there? What was that one that was like a Overwatch MOBA? Paladins, that game. I played it like twice. I'm not gonna lie, I actually did have some fun playing Paladins those 2 times. This was back in like 2017 maybe. That game's probably dead now, but you know, that, you know, it's kind of it was interesting. There was Paragon as a console MOBA. I did see that in the App Store, like the PlayStation Store, but I never downloaded it because I'm like, I don't want to get into MOBAs. I don't have a next-gen console at the moment, but back when I kept up with consoles, sports games were really good on them. I used to play so much NHL, like whatever year it was. I think I have, probably somewhere in my basement, there is a stack of NHL like 2007, 2008, 2009, all games for like the PS2. I used to play so much with my brother. Used to play a lot of like NHL games. Have you played the mod Mayo in Taxes? Heard a lot about it, but never tried. I think it's still stuck on 1.30. I don't think they updated it. I did try it once, but also I tried it, I looked at it, and I'm like, I have no idea what's going on, and I closed it immediately. We're trying to put League of Legends on console with Wild Rift? What's Wild Rift? Wild Rift is a multiplayer online battle arena mobile game developed and published by Riot for Android and iOS. Oof. Oomph. Ah. Oh no. Mobile MOBA. Oh lord. To be fair, they do have that Pokemon MOBA on Switch, don't they? Consoles are good for fighting games, racing, sports games, and stuff like Elden Ring, Dark Souls, action, and adventure titles. Yeah. Yeah, I would say... Yeah, that's fair, that's fair. I think, I mean, in my opinion, I think most first-person games are better on PC. Or sorry, I said PC? Wait. Let me think about it. Thoughts broken, head empty. Yes, PC. I think a lot of first-person games are better on PC, just for the range of control, you know, is better. But not necessarily. It sort of depends. So fighting games console for sure, because fighting games kind of evolved out of like the arcade, right? That kind of makes a lot of sense. And then racing games, yeah, that's a better control scheme for that kind of thing. Better control scheme for controllers. Sports games, sure. Elden Ring, Dark Souls, yeah, that kind of third-person action game, yeah, for sure better. I think third-person games are, it sort of depends, mostly better for like controller design action rather than you know, keyboard and mouse. But sometimes they do it really well on keyboard and mouse and it's kind of okay. Like if you have to aim, then keyboard and mouse is going to be better, right? Just automatically. But if you don't spend a lot of time aiming, then, you know, it's probably going to be better to just have it on a controller scheme. Like, I wouldn't play Breath of the Wild with a mouse and keyboard, right? I think MOBAs in general are a bad space because you can't get past League and Dota 2, and yeah, monopolies are shit. Yeah, well, I don't know enough about MOBAs. All I know is that the biggest one is League, and people, despite everyone saying they hate League, still plays League. I think the vast majority of League players are in an addiction. They're in an unhealthy relationship with League. It's just like, yeah, one more game, bro, just one more game, and it's like the worst 40 minutes of your life. You just spend 40 minutes losing, your teammates are doing an awful job, and one guy decides to refuse the FF every single time. League sucks. Plays 2 hours every day. Yeah. Dude, Quarbit, don't you tell me anything about game addictions. Do people actually think I'm addicted to EU4? That's been like a joke. Like, I'm sorry to shatter some people's realities here, but I'm not actually addicted to EU4. In fact, like, I am never more than like one bad EU4 game away from just being completely burnt out. Fortunately, though, they do keep adding new things, so... You spent 8 months on a game? Okay, so the thing is, if I had decided to condense that into 4 months, then I would consider that an addiction, right? The thing is, EU4 doesn't, like, inhibit my ability to function, you know? Like, an addiction is what? An addiction is when it takes over your life, and, like, it inhibits your ability to do things, right? It, like, stops you from functioning as a person, and, like, you know, doing things you have to do. But EU4 doesn't do that to me. I play it as my job, so... It's my job, and also, well, sometimes I'll just, you know, sometimes I'll play it casually if there's something new. Like, yesterday I played a bit of Korea in the, in like the patch, in 1.35, not patch, update. I played some Korea just to see if it would be fun, just to see how broken I could make things, and I got like minus 95% dev cost and minus 105% advisor cost. So, yeah, I mean, sometimes I'll just decide to have some fun with it, but, you know, it's not gonna stop me from, like, getting work done or anything. Not super familiar with League, but the player base seems to think the game is going downhill. Unfortunate. Esports feels like it more and more gets replaced by Valorant. I mean, that was kind of the point. Valorant was made from the very beginning to be an esports game, wasn't it? Like, they kind of had that in mind. The game is, in many ways, identical to CS, but, like, with cooler, fancier graphics and, like, a couple of additional abilities, right? So it was pretty obvious from the get-go that they were supposed to be like the next esports game. Valorant was supposed to take it over. Abilities, yeah, there are some abilities in Valorant. I've actually still never played Valorant. I've always been a little bit skeptical of the root access that Valorant has to have to your PC. Now, I'm not saying that Riot would ever do anything to compromise your computer using that root access, but it can be used as a Trojan by other programs, so I'm a little bit wary on that one. And before Riot steals your Bitcoin. Yeah, I don't think Riot would do anything, but like, and I'm not even saying that they have really, I'm not even saying that they have like really bad security or anything. All it takes is one bad actor, and that root access is a little bit, I don't know about that one. Played Valorant near its release ages ago. It was mostly fine, but shooters are not my thing, so it didn't grab me. Yeah, not a huge fan of especially competitive shooters like that, which is weird coming from the guy that played Overwatch for like 5 years. that was kind of different though, because I was never like a I was kind of into competitive Overwatch for a while back in like 2018, 19, something like that. So, you know, I kind of went into it, but the highest I ever got was just below master, and then I stopped, you know, I stopped trying to go super hardcore in it, you know. I used to play so much Overwatch, and then I just, yeah. I got to like mid to high diamond in one season, and then I decided, yeah, no more of that. I had a really good stack that I played with for a bit. Let's go, bot moment. Huge dub. Be gone, bot. Thank you very much, Mittens. Yeah, I used to be really serious with the competitive. Oh my god, I used to know so much about Overwatch. It's actually like depressing now that I think about it, how much time I spent in Overwatch and how much I knew about it, just for the game to kind of be an L now. I mean, it's not completely awful, there are still people who play it, but like, god, I can't stand Overwatch anymore. To me, everything that made the game good it's just, I don't know. It's gone. The fun has disappeared. Back when I cared about my rank and I tried to like actually be good at the game, and then afterwards I was like, man, I'm just not having a fun time here anymore. You know, now that I think about it, that was probably around the time where I started getting into EU4. I think I started getting into Paradox games right around the time where I quit Overwatch entirely, so funny how that works, right? I really like watching esports of the games I play, but then again, playing it yourself is pain. Yeah. I can kind of see that. Okay, so here's the thing, like, I don't play League, right? But I did, with my friends, because my friends play League, I did watch LCS, which is like the League Championship something. The S might stand for something, it might also stand for something else, I don't know. So I did watch it one time with my friends, and I'm like, this actually is kind of cool, you know? like at the face surface of it all, it's really interesting to watch players play at a high level in like any game. But then you play League and you're like, this is an awful experience. Then I play League and it's like, I don't know how to play this and I don't care. LCS isn't high level? Okay, whatever the highest level one was then. Yeah, it was something. Maybe it was the World Series. Do they have one of those? I don't know. It's the highest in NA. It might have been like a World Cup or something. I think one of the teams was from China, so I don't remember. Anyway, I watched it. It would be Worlds? Okay, there we go. It might have been Worlds then. Anyway, I watched it. My friends watched it, and I thought, maybe it'll be interesting. And it actually was, but then, you know, as people know, I did play maybe three games of League, maybe 4. Just made 3 stacks of egg rolls in Minecraft, and you have 3 stacks of raw rice left? How do you have 3 stacks of egg rolls in Minecraft? You got some egg roll mod on or something? The cooking mod. Okay, gotcha. Anyway, yeah, where was I? Oh, right. League. L. There you go. That's why they call it L of L. Because it's all L's all the way through. Me watching hockey versus me having to buy all the equipment and deal with being run into boards at incredibly high speeds by a 200-pound dude. True. That is the exact same, yeah. That is the same, you know, theory behind it. Like, I would... Actually, this doesn't make sense, because I don't watch sports, right? But, like, I used to play hockey, but then I decided to stop. I know, shocking, the guy in Canada learned how to play hockey. Of course the Canadian would have played hockey before, but anyway, after a while when I stopped playing, I managed to like appreciate watching it more. Even though I still don't watch it that much. Yeah. Watching someone who's like good at something is oftentimes more entertaining than actually doing it. Mm-hmm. Might be shocking to learn. Actually, it's probably not. Most of the people here probably know the fact that I used to be an Overwatch channel. A dark history, for sure. A dark history spanning all the way back to 2017. Oh boy. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yup. Yup, yup, yup. Scrolling through the old videos is so depressing. I'm looking at these and it's like, yep, 67 views, 31 views, 30 views, 91, 23, 54 views, 16 views. Good times, good times. There's hockey when you're young, when it's just for fun and a way to keep healthy. Then there's hockey when you go into high school and it's way more serious because they use it as a pool for... Yeah, they use it for a pool for ECHL or OHL and AHL. Then once you're an adult, you realize you can play for fun in unserious hockey again at your local arena. Yeah, you just play beer league. I've considered the possibility. I don't think I have, like, skates that fit me anymore. I haven't gone skating at all in, like, 6 years? It's been a long time. Although I still remember how to skate. It's just been a while. Yep, that's me. Flashback montage. Oh, man. Even the early EU4 videos were super cringe. Oh my god. So, like, the history of the channel is, like, 20, oh god, there's a further history. Like, there's a pre-history, actually. Yeah, there's the Overwatch, but there's actually stuff before that that's been wiped off the internet permanently, and I don't have it on any hard drives. Didn't you once give away your old cards, like the Quarbit business cards? No, I still have those. I don't think I gave them away yet. Just for the hell of it, I might bring them to ParadoxCon, just hand them out. Sign them, hand them out. The old Quarbit business cards. Oh lord. Channel history lesson for the birthday. You know what? Now that I just realized, I'm pretty sure the channel anniversary. Hold up, let me find that. I technically have 2 channel anniversaries. It sort of depends on what I consider them to be. So, the first video that is publicly available is one from April 9th, 2017. And now I'm gonna check when the channel was actually made. July 19th, 2016. There is a year of content that's been lost to time. The world will never see it, and I think I'm okay with that. Overwatch viewer games? Oh god. No. No. I will not reinstall Overwatch 2. I refuse. I'm not even interested in trying it. Like, I know there's a new character, and the thing is, I would have to what? I would have to, like... Yes, Morse, that actually does work. How do I press that button? Where's the mod button? Is there a mod button? Or do I have to slash mod? Does that work? Let me try that. It's in your channel rules? Wait. More say something. Did that work? Or do I have to unmod someone now? There you go. You playing Overwatch is such a huge L. Are you trying to evade a timeout using an alt account? Sussy. There he goes. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, the old channel history. I feel like this is gonna be a story that I'll tell for the ages for the rest of all time. I think the first video ever on the channel was a Rocket League video. Yep. There's no evidence of this, and I actually don't remember. They're all gone. Would be through the creator dashboard for future reference if you want to mod someone. Creator dashboard. I should really know where these things are, shouldn't I? Creator dashboard. Let me look for that. I don't think I actually know where that is. Dashboard. Oh, well, never mind, I found it. Oh yeah, roles manager. There we go, thank you. Found it. Streamer, by the way? Okay. Please. I don't usually look at the... Okay, I have the channel dashboard open quite frequently. It's usually not called the creator dashboard. It's usually called like the stream manager. So I didn't connect those dots in my head, okay? You tried Rocket League and got no enjoyment out of it? That's crazy. I played Rocket League for the entire summer between 2016 and 17. So I guess the summer of 2016. I'll look back at those times fondly. So, my brother and I would play Rocket League, Call of Duty, and watch Naruto, and that's all we did for an entire summer during 2016. That was it. That was all we did. Like, woke up in the morning, went downstairs, that was it. Went to the basement, played games, and watched Naruto, and then that's how it's kind of sad. It was one of the best times. That was one of the best times of my entire life. Cause like, that's the innocence of childhood right there, you know? That's when like, you don't have responsibilities. Your responsibility is to have a chill time. That's your only obligation, is to just have straight vibes the whole summer. Right, you were still a child? Yeah, 2016 I was a kid. I was 9th grade? Maybe? Between 9th and 10th at that point. So yeah, I was still just a wee little quar lad, you know? Yeah, well, my brother was going into the 12th grade. No, my brother had graduated, didn't he? Wait, hold on a second. Let me think about that. My brother is older than I am, so it was actually sadder for him. You know, just gonna point that out there. I was in like between 9th and 10th grade, which would have meant that he had just graduated high school. But anyway, you know, let's not worry about that too much. He's fine now, he's chilling. He is a successful person. Anyway. Took a break when you graduated? I think that's fair. Yeah, I guess that's kind of true too. When I graduated high school, I kind of just like chilled that summer. Actually, no, that's when I started taking videos seriously. That's when I did. That's when I actually, like, you know, started doing that. That's when I reached 1,000 subs. Summer after high school. Boy, I would have been so much cooler if that happened during high school. For you know, in some ways, I'm really glad that no one from high school will remember me. I'm actually kind of glad about that. Because imagine going to someone you knew, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago and being like, yeah, so I'm a VTuber now. How do I describe that? How do I go up to people I used to know and be like, hey, have you heard of anime? Yeah, that's me now. That's me. I am now an anime boy on the internet for viewers to watch. Yeah. Hard thing to describe. Was that the Spanish World Conquest time? That's a good question. Let me think. Maybe? No. That's a tough one. I don't think so. Hold on. I would have to go find it, but I think I'm too lazy. I'm just gonna say I think that was the year after. Wait, no. No, it wasn't. Yeah, that actually was it. Let's Plays, yeah? I did Let's Plays until 2021, maybe? That's a good question. Wait, I'm dumb. That would have been 2019. No, I was still doing Let's Plays then. I stopped doing Let's Plays in 2020, I think. Let's see. 2021 is speed forming. Oh, okay, I stopped doing them in 2021, yeah. I was doing Let's Plays until... There we go, yeah, the Spain one was 2020 to 2021, which means I was still doing Let's Plays for about a year, I think. A year after I, A year after I reached 1,000. Spilled a can of Coke all over your desk, devastated. Tragic. Started watching around when he stopped Let's Plays. Understandable. Looking back on it, the Let's Plays were a massive waste of time. But hey, you know, you live and you learn, right? And then when I stopped doing Let's Plays, people were like, yo, where are the Let's Plays? Oh boy. Time moves on. We keep moving forward. I don't know how many subs you had when you were playing Japan as a Let's Play, but that's when we met. I think I had just reached 1,000. I think it was right around then. Because that's when I put out, that was when I did the, what do you call them? Burgundian Inheritance videos, back when you could get the Burgundian Inheritance as like anybody. And I was like, here's how you do it as France. Here's how you do it as like anybody. Here's how you do it as this person, you know? Those are really bad videos. Pretty sure I privated them. Because one, they're super old. Really bad. The guides themselves were actually bad, but they're also super outdated now, so they're not useful. Yeah. Tell us how to do it as Ving. Swap to animist through your southern provinces, and then take a Catholic province to get the decision to swap Catholic, and then Royal Mary Burgundy. Easy. I think you started watching when I did that Antebellum Korea thing? Antebellum Korea thing? Wait, you mean like the 3 streams I did of that Antebellum Korea? Anyway. End of 2019, right after the Japan run. Oh, it's a different comment, yeah. Started watching at some Oirat World Conquest or something, yeah. I remember finishing off that World Conquest. It was my first one, actually. It was my first time playing a Horde, and also my first World Conquest. Because, you know, Hordes are overpowered, so... But also, I was still bad at the game at that point. Like, it's so crazy how, like, you can do an entire World Conquest and still be bad. OG Quarbit Horde Guide, please never bring that up. That was so awful. The OG one was really bad. The newer one was kind of better, but not that great. No, I think it was still, like, much better in comparison in terms of the quality of advice. I mean, you did 4 Kappa. Was it 4? Oh yeah, the Norway one wasn't actually a, yeah, forgot about that. Okay. I think it's funny to hear the enthusiasm you had back then. Don't remind me. Oh no. Okay, so if you guys really want to know why I sounded like I still had a will to live back then, it was because I really tried to, like, have a completely different energy compared to all of the monotone, half-depressed sounding EU4 videos at the time. I really wanted to like change that to make it sound, or to make, you know, content that sounded more engaging, right? But it was also kind of just douchebaggy. It sounded really arrogant in hindsight. Your manager gave you only a 6-hour shift because you mentioned in passing had a paper due on Sunday. Let's go! Only 6 hours! That's 2 less than usual. You were a pretty chill in person, so I found it pretty fucking funny. Yeah. Yeah, I can't maintain that whole energy. It's way more than I can... It's way more energy than I can produce ever. Like, recording a video like that, I would... Oh god, it was awful, because like, every second I hated it. But I was like, I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do this. But, in the end, my actual personality won, to the detriment of us all. Tragically, my true personality ended up shining through in my videos, so, you know, the world was never the same afterwards. Yeah, Quiet Guy and I have met in person, yeah. Oh, I'll never forget how funny it was. The slow, like, you know, sussing each other out about how we knew more than any sane person should know about Germany. Like, hey, have you heard of a place called Brandenburg? That's interesting. I know I know of a place called I know these places. Oh my god, that was so funny. Me naming HRE free cities, you giving me the stare like I killed a dude. Like, hold on a second, wait a minute. Hold up. This guy knows a little bit too much. He knows a little bit too much about Germany for just coming into a German class. Do you know of the town in Germany called Brazil? Oh god, there's another Brazil? Oh no. This can't be. Every time I look up Brazil, Germany, it just shows me the 7-1. 7-1. Tragic. Brazilians in shambles. 7-1. Never ask a Brazilian what happened in 2014. Yeah, chat. I felt too much freedom yesterday after finishing that essay. I ended up going to sleep at like 3:30 in the morning. Terrible idea. The only reason I know any references like that is Blue Lock. I don't know if it's true, but I heard 7-1 is now a saying in Brazil for something bad happening. Oh, that's so tragic. A lasting cultural impact. That day, Brazil knew suffering. Oh right, by the way chat, I did technically plan one more thing for today. Because I didn't know if we would have enough to talk about for 2 hours straight, right? But I also have GeoGuessr open in the background. I was prepared to play if you guys want to see that. Like telling a person from Toronto, game 7, 5-4, they will slap you. Well, now I need that context. Ooh, tragic. Maple Leafs versus Bruins 2013. Gives Boston a 5-4 victory over the Leafs in Game 7. Tragic. You said you don't want to play CK3 tomorrow, so how about Geo? I could go for that, yeah. I just need something to stream until, yeah, I might shift Sunday's stream to Monday. 'Cause Monday, I think I'm allowed to stream the new update. I'll double check with that one just to be sure. I mean, yeah. Just to be absolutely certain. Don't want to, like, you know, step on any toes or anything. Which nation are you gonna play? Probably Japan. Probably, like, in actual Japan. I might skip the Sengoku Jidai, though. I might just use the run I had from my tutorial, just to skip that. What's ironic or iconic about that loss is that Boston would go on to also lose a lead to Chicago that same year. Tragic. Toronto had a chance to win the Stanley Cup in 2013. They were against Boston in the playoffs, Game 7, so the final game they lost a 3-score lead. Oh no, a 3-score lead. Yikes. Yikes. It's hard to get worse than that. Actually, that's not true. 7-1 is pretty bad. Especially in a low-scoring game like soccer. Or, sorry, my bad. Football. You know, that kind of thing. You don't really get that many, that high of a score in a game like that. Usually it's like 0-1 or like 1-2 or maybe 2-3. 1-7 though, yikes. That is bad. Footy. Yeah, sorry, my bad. Fußball. My new semester starts Monday. The DLC releases on Tuesday. Well, clearly you know what you have to do. Obviously, you're gonna have to skip class on Tuesday. I did skip the first day of classes this last semester. I almost never go to the first day of class, like any semester. I'll just read the outline later. One to 7 in the quarterfinals in Brazil. Damn, lost on home turf too. Feels bad. It's your first ever Latin class? That's okay. I mean, it's not like the language is gonna change. You can get around to it later. It's not like the language is evolving. It'll still be the same language by the time you get around to it. Who are you gonna speak Latin with? You gonna go to the Vatican or something? Talk with the Pope? To go to Switzerland, Latin is a recognized language there? Is it? Latin, Switzerland. Languages of Switzerland. I bet that fits in the other category, doesn't it? Vernacular Swiss German, Swiss Standard German, Swiss French, Swiss Italian, Franco-Provençal, Lombard Walser German. I'm not really seeing a Latin in there. Let's see. Latin is occasionally used in some formal contexts, particularly to denote the country Confederatio Helvetica. Fantastic. Trying to process that message real quick. Hey, thank you for the Japan sneak peek for 1.35. Ha ha ha. Domination. Ha ha ha. Japan munches Asia. How do I react to that? What am I supposed to say to that exactly? Japan is OP though, that's true. Actually, I think Korea is also OP. I think Japan gets more OP once you become the Emperor of China, actually. Yeah, pretty sure. Just glad that China is confirmed to have more music. They did do that, yeah. Only if you pre-order, though. Like, that's all I'm hyped for, as I no longer play the game anymore. Fair enough. Emperor of China gets cores on China? Yes. If you become the Emperor, then you get cores if you use the Unite China CB, so. They have more songs for buying the normal DLC? Oh, I didn't know that. There's what, a special one for pre-order? Okay. Well, shows what I know. Very cool again, thanks for the video. Yeah, no problem. I'm thinking of making a Korea one. I was kind of disappointed when I saw that they didn't give Korea a new mission tree. I don't know why I thought they did though. The thing is, the Korean mission tree wasn't really updated. I mean, it was updated a little bit. Not like a significant amount though. The most important part of the Korea tree, I think, is actually the Emperor of China tree, which you get when you become the Emperor. I think Korea deserves a new tree. Yeah. A lot of the modifiers that Korea gets are temporary, and that's cool and all that, but I don't know, I really like permanent modifiers so much more than temporary ones. 1.35 will need an extensive Byzantium guide. Auto blob is hella buffed, sorry. Yeah, I could try playing Byzantium. I mean, I could even play Byzantium. I could even play that Monday if I wanted to. To be honest, I don't know if they're going to be that hard for early game. I think Ottomans are going to be harder for mid game, but easier in late game because of the decadence mechanics and the all the disasters. Funny how they just give everybody shit so they take the mandate, but most players still refuse. Mandate is better in late game than it is... Sorry, whoa, opposite. Mandate's better in early game than it is in late game, which is why nobody takes mandate in the late game. But it is actually a good thing to take as Korea, because you can take it early. And boy is it powerful if you take it early. I mean, that is free cores in all of China. And I actually don't think there's so much of an issue with the mandate. It is powerful. It is also super powerful if you take it as Korea. Or Japan, really. I mean, it's powerful either way. It's just, yeah, taking it later is not that great. Governing capacity issues in the early game. Well, I mean, yeah, once you take the mandate, you get a lot of governing cap. Form Persia and late. Yeah, there you go. Exactly. The reason why I say it's better and early is because you have enough time to pass the reforms, and the reforms are very good. Like, you know, the core creation costs and stuff. You can get advisor costs, you can get what am I thinking of? You can get a lot of loyalty, you can decrease a lot of influence in your estates as well. The mandate is much better state than before, when just bordering non-tributary would tank it. Yeah. It's so much better now than it was. Your dog house sitting this week? Since your mother decided to visit Florida. Oh boy. Not Florida. The dog began peeing in the house quite a lot. Let's go. So we worry she had an infection. I take a sample to the vet. Not enough to have, so you have to take another one before they close in like an hour. Barely make it on time. Speeding down the highway. Found it today. Then nothing is wrong. Let's go. That's my favorite. I love when pets give you a heart attack and it turns out that they were just being a little bit wacky. Temp modifiers seem kind of odd. They should be given when you actually complete the mission, like in an instant or within a month. It feels weird that you can just wait and activate it whenever you want. Yeah. Yeah. I think it's nice to have them when you need them, because otherwise sometimes they're just completely wasted. Especially something like rebel suppression cost. It's so much better to like wait and use that for like absolutism. I figure it's just separation anxiety, but man was I annoyed to find that out this morning. Yeah. Hey, it's better that nothing's wrong though, right? It should be a relief, to be honest, because if something was wrong, oh boy. Aha. Yeah. I can never wait to take missions for modifiers only for CB. I can't stand that notification. Really? It's that bad? I don't actually mind it sitting there. The only thing that I wish I could do is I wish I could turn off notification for certain missions. Like, I'm aware that I finished that mission. It's been sitting there for 20 years, I know. But like, I want to be able to check when other missions are completed. You know? Allow me to turn off the notification for some missions and I'll be really happy. This means she was making messes to spite you? Well, not to spite you, just because nervous dog, really. I don't mind it sitting there, but then I don't know when I have finished others. Yeah, that's my exact problem. That is precisely why. Okay, chat, I'm gonna use the washroom, and it's a possibility that my face explodes. It could happen, it's been known to happen, but if it doesn't, that'll be cool. I'll be back in a second, though.